Here is a recipe that you carnivores are absolutely gonna love. Basic chicken soup, chicken broth recipe made in my Instant Pot.
Sizzle, serve, yum.
Welcome baconistas and baconistas. My name is Melody Johnson and I am Sizzle Serve Yum, where we've transitioned all the way from the ketogenic diet to full-time carnivore. So what we're going to be showing you here is a step-by-step, simple, from meat to pot to plate to mouth recipe that you're absolutely going to love. It's delicious, it's easy, and everyone can eat it. If you are a ketovore, you can eat this. If you are just a person that just eats your standard American diet, that's fine. You can go ahead and add vegetables to this. But since we're on carnivore, we're just adding meat. So let's get started with this recipe. First thing you're going to do is get 1 cup of water. With this cup of water, you're going to add 3 seasonings. I've got my Morton Himalayan pink salt. I've got garlic powder. And I've also got black pepper. We're going to combine these 3 ingredients together, and we're going to put that in the cup of water. Now here's the thing. I don't have a measurement for you because I have to look at how this water looks, and I'm going to show you in a moment. Cup of water. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add the black pepper. I'm going to add the black pepper, and I'm going to show you, it's going to look a little murky on the top, and the actual cup is going to look murky, but that's what's going to also make the soup taste delicious and flavorful. If you are strict carnivore, I must tell you, strict carnivores only use salt. I have been doing carnivore for over 100 days, and for me, I decided to integrate pepper and garlic back, but that's just for me. So if you want to just use salt, that's fine. But you may not get the same results, just saying. All right, you got your garlic powder here. Again, I don't have a measuring amount for you. I'm just going to tell you about how your water is going to look. You can see it's starting to get murky already. It's starting to have almost like a yellowish, brownish tint, which is fine. And then I'm going to add my salt, and then I am going to actually mix this up. And this is when you know you're gonna have good broth. We mixed up our water. We're gonna place that on the side. The next thing you're gonna need is 4 chicken thighs. The chicken thighs are great because that has a little bit more fat, and that is going to make your soup taste amazing. Now with this chicken, you can see the chicken thighs are fairly meaty. They are big. Again, don't take the chicken thighs off. I am now going to season it again with the same 3 seasonings that we seasoned with our water. I go ahead and I put garlic. I just have to make sure it's a nice coating on the skin, and I'm just going to show you. I'm a girl that likes to season, by the way. There's a nice coating on it. Got to get that chicken that's underneath. I don't normally like to touch the chicken directly with my hands because we are going to be using other utensils, and so that's why. Okay. So now you see there's a nice coating of garlic powder. We're also going to use, again, our pepper. It's just freshly ground pepper. That's it. And then I'm going to use the salt. And now what I'm going to do is, since I've already put in this bowl, oh, it looks like I'm almost done. I'm done with this one. Whoops. All right, since we have everything in our bowl, what I'm going to also do is I'm just going to mix it up, since it was only seasoned on one side, and this is where that fork comes in. And I just mix it in the bowl, and then as I mix it in the bowl, all of that seasoning is going to be even on both sides. Some sides more than others, and that's okay. All right, so our chicken is seasoned. If you have time, you can marinate your chicken. You can do this like maybe the night before and then throw it in your Instant Pot. But we're just going to go ahead and do a small technique that I told you. We're going to put it on saute mode on our Instant Pot. And the whole purpose of doing that is so we can crisp up the skin. That's going to really bring out the flavor in your soup. So we've got our chicken, and we're going to put our chicken breast in here. We want the skin side to be down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get the meaty part, have that up, but the chicken with the skin, I want that facing down because I want to be able to sear it a little bit. So we're going to do that with each of our pieces. Chicken side down. And now what we're going to do is we are going to select saute mode on our Instant Pot. And that's fine. This will need a top. You can't leave it open like that, or it's not going to saute the way you want it to. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. That beep means it's ready. I'm going to put our top on in just a moment. I'm using this Instant Pot top, and I'm going to place that right on top like that. And we're just going to wait. All right, so now in about, I want to say, it takes about maybe a minute for you to start to hear the sizzling. I don't know if you could hear it. Let's listen. That means it's starting to get nice and crispy. It's starting to sizzle, and that is exactly what we want, right? Just like sizzle, serve you. Anyway, so we've got the chicken here. We got the chicken here sauteing. You can kind of see it. We're just going to wait for that to crisp. Once there is some condensation on the top, I'm then going to flip those chicken pieces over, and then we add the broth. And I'm going to show you how we add the broth so that way you can still maintain that delicious flavor for your soup. You might hear a little sizzle going on. That's perfectly fine. You're going to notice that there is condensation on the top. Right here. Condensation is just a small indication that the Instant Pot is heating up in saute mode, and this is going to be a safe method for you to be able to saute and crisp up that chicken skin. That is really going to help bring out the flavor in your soup, and it is going to taste delicious. Another reason why I leave the chicken fat in there is because as carnivores, we do need the fat, right? The fat is one of the most important things to have as part of living a carnivore lifestyle. If you want to feel satiated, you want to feel full, you want to use fat, right? So the fat is also going to bring out a little bit of flavor, but I just love the benefits of using a chicken broth because that helps you to also remain hydrated. And if you are doing a modified type of intermittent fasting, you can also use the broth as part of something that you can drink to stay hydrated as well. All right, it's starting to cook. Let's go ahead and look. All right, here's what it looks like right now, guys. All right, now that we've got that going on, it's time to flip it. I'm going to flip this. And some of it is going to stick, and that is fine. But I want to go ahead. I wanted some of the chicken skin to cook up a little bit. It's still a little yellow, but it's gotten a little brown. I don't know if you could see it. It may stick, and that's okay, because remember, we don't use oils, right? I'm just going to pour the rest of the seasoning in there. All right, and I'm going to let it do the same thing on the opposite side. Putting the top back on. Left it on like each side maybe like 2 minutes, And then what we're gonna do afterwards is I'm gonna put the broth in, and then we're putting the top on, and we're just gonna let it set and cook on its own until the Instant Pot starts to beep. And by the way, thank you for your support. If this video has given you value or you've tried this recipe before, be sure to comment in the video description section below and tell me what is your method on how you make chicken broth. All right, you can kind of see there is some steam coming up from the sides here. We're gonna go ahead. You can hear that sizzling. Oh, it smells so good too. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. It's a little brown on the top, and it's still a little brown on the top, but you can see all of that juice coming out of the chicken, which is exactly what we want. All right, we have our chicken broth here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pour it in the center. I'm just gonna pour it in the center, along with all those delicious seasonings. And you can see that's what it's gonna look like. And now we're gonna turn off saute mode on here by pressing the cancel button, and you'll see the picture up here. Whenever I'm putting my top on the Instant Pot, first thing I'm making sure is that the seal itself is behind this metal ring that's in here, because that is going to help keep you safe. It's also going to make sure that your Instant Pot pressure is at adequate pressure that's needed for you to cook your chicken. So seal is in well. We're going to align the arrows with the arrow that's in the front here, and I'm just going to show you real quick. There's an arrow here, and then there's a lock here on the bottom. We're going to place that on the top, and then we are going to close it, and you're going to hear another chime. Now we're just going to press, of course, poultry, and I'm going to show you the button here. That's going to be 60 minutes. We're leaving it alone. We're not touching it. Double check to make sure that this is not on vent and that it's on seal. I'm going to show you the picture up here. You hear that? That means it's ready and it's going to cook. So we're going to let that cook, and we'll be back in 1 hour. I gotta tell you, this easy chicken soup is the best. This is especially good if you're just wanting to have something that warm up the insides on a cold day, or maybe you just want chicken soup. You can make this very easy, nutritious, and I will tell you, the meat is falling off the bone. It's that good, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tell me what you think of the recipe.